Fake passports are everywhere, but this one nearly slipped right through U.S. Customs until a single detail blew the whole operation wide open. Stay tuned, because this story will shock you. At JFK Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world, a man stepped off a plane arriving from Europe. To most people, he seemed like any other traveler, calm, composed, and carrying a sleek black suitcase. What caught the attention of the customs agents, however, was something far more subtle. His nervous glances, the slight tremble in his hands, and the way he avoided eye contact as he approached the customs checkpoint. In a place where thousands of people pass through daily, it's impossible to stop everyone for detailed checks. But these agents are trained to notice the smallest signs of deception. Something about this man set off alarms in their minds. His body language screamed anxiety, yet his documents appeared flawless at first glance. He handed over what looked like a genuine United Kingdom passport. The cover was pristine, the embossed seal sharp, and the photo matched the man perfectly. The first scans on the passport readers confirmed no immediate issues. The holograms shimmered, the machine-readable zone printed clearly, and everything seemed in order. Still, the customs agents weren't convinced. They had learned over the years that the most dangerous criminals are often the most confident. So, instead of letting him pass quickly, they decided to take a closer look. Using ultraviolet lights and specialized scanners, they examined every inch of the passport's security features. As the man waited, sweat forming at his brow, the officers prepared for what they might uncover. Their instincts told them that this wasn't just a routine check. This could be the start of uncovering something far bigger. The tension in the room was thick, and the man's calm facade was about to crack. At first, everything about the passport seemed flawless. The holograms sparkled under the UV light, the official stamps looked authentic, and the photo matched the man perfectly. But experienced customs agents know better than to trust first impressions, especially when lives and national security are at stake. As the officer held the passport up to the ultraviolet light, they began to notice subtle inconsistencies. The holograms, which should have glowed with precision, appeared dimmer and flickered oddly. A watermark, a critical security feature that should be perfectly centered, was slightly off by just a few millimeters. It might seem like a tiny mistake, but in the world of passport forgery, even the smallest flaw is a glaring red flag. The agent's eyes narrowed as they flipped through the pages of the passport, checking for other security marks that counterfeiters often miss. Invisible inks, microprinting, and embedded fibers, all missing or poorly replicated. It was clear this was not a genuine document. The man watching grew visibly tense, glancing around nervously as if sensing the walls closing in. His previously steady breathing became shallow, and a bead of sweat rolled down his temple. The officers had seen this behavior before. Confidence replaced by fear the moment the truth starts to unravel. In that moment, the agent called over backup, knowing they had a serious case on their hands. This was not just a simple fake passport. It was a ticket into a much larger criminal enterprise. The subtle flaws in the passport were the key that cracked open a dangerous smuggling and identity fraud ring operating under the radar. The man's fate was sealed. The customs agents were ready to dig deeper, knowing this discovery was only the beginning. Once the subtle flaws in the passport were confirmed, customs officers wasted no time. The man was discreetly pulled aside, away from the long queue of travelers. The atmosphere shifted instantly from routine to high alert. What had seemed like just another passenger moments ago was now the center of a serious investigation. Officers began with a detailed interview, carefully observing every word and reaction. Meanwhile, a secondary team moved in to inspect his luggage thoroughly. At first glance, his suitcase looked unremarkable, just clothes, toiletries, and typical travel essentials. But customs agents are trained to look beyond appearances. During a careful inspection, they discovered something hidden, a cleverly concealed compartment beneath the suitcase lining. It was expertly crafted to avoid detection by standard X-ray machines. Inside, officers found detailed blueprints, encrypted documents, and coded instructions. These weren't just random papers. They were intelligence linked to a criminal network known for producing and distributing fake passports globally. The weight of the discovery hit hard. This was more than an isolated fake document. It was evidence of a large, sophisticated operation that threatened national security. The man was no mere traveler. He was a key player in an international forgery ring. The papers in his suitcase hinted at organized crime, money laundering, and identity fraud on a massive scale. As the investigation deepened, Customs worked closely with federal agencies, piecing together the network behind the forgery. Each new lead uncovered connections stretching across borders and continents. This single bust was the gateway to dismantling a criminal empire. For the man caught at JFK, the simple act of traveling with a fake passport had just unraveled a web far bigger than anyone imagined. As the investigation unfolded, the man's fate became clear. Customs officers, armed with concrete evidence of his involvement in a massive forgery ring, moved swiftly. They arrested him on the spot. No hesitation, no second chances. His calm demeanor shattered, replaced by a look of disbelief and defeat. This arrest wasn't just about catching a single criminal. It was the breakthrough law enforcement needed to strike a heavy blow against one of the country's most dangerous criminal organizations. The man was just one piece of a complex puzzle that stretched across multiple countries and involved hundreds of forged passports. Once in custody, federal agents began interrogations that revealed chilling details. The forgery ring was responsible not only for producing counterfeit passports, but also for facilitating identity theft, drug trafficking, and human smuggling. Fake documents from this network had enabled countless criminals to evade law enforcement and commit serious crimes undetected. News of the bust spread quickly through the airport security community. The operation was hailed as a major victory for U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Thanks to the vigilance and expertise of the agents at JFK Airport, a significant threat to national security had been dismantled. But the story didn't end there. Investigators used the information from the man's documents and statements to launch further raids, arresting more members of the criminal network across the globe. The bust at JFK was the catalyst for an international crackdown on forged documents. For the man caught with the fake passport, the consequences were severe. He faced multiple felony charges and a long prison sentence. More importantly, his arrest sent a clear message to others. No fake passport will go unnoticed, and U.S. Customs is always watching. The arrest of the man at JFK Airport sent shockwaves through the world of airport security and criminal forgers alike. It wasn't just about catching one individual. It was a powerful reminder that the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency remains one of the most vigilant and technologically advanced forces guarding the nation's borders. This case proved that even the most sophisticated fake passports could not escape detection. The tiniest details, the off-center watermark, the missing hologram, the hidden compartments, are enough for trained agents to uncover dangerous threats. The marriage of expert human instincts and cutting-edge technology creates an almost impenetrable shield against forgery. For travelers everywhere, the lesson is clear. The borders are watched more closely than ever. Attempts to fool the system carry serious consequences, and the risks far outweigh any potential rewards. The consequences go beyond just legal trouble. They endanger national security and put countless innocent lives at risk. The man's failed attempt to slip through with a forged passport was a small victory in a much larger battle against identity fraud, smuggling, and organized crime. It highlighted the ongoing war between criminals trying to exploit weaknesses and the authorities working tirelessly to close those gaps. But beyond the arrests and investigations, this story reminds us that airport security is about more than just documents. It's about protecting people, families, and communities. Every scan, every check, and every suspicion could be the one that prevents a catastrophe. As technology evolves, so do the criminals trying to beat it. But the agents at U.S. Customs will keep adapting, staying one step ahead, making sure that stories like this end with justice served, not disaster.